Kai Sotto. He's a man of many talents. At the very least, his floor is being Boban Marjanovic. That's his floor. And that's a guy who has a lot of value in the NBA as the Houston Rockets are keeping him, due to the fact that I personally think if Kai Sotto doesn't become a regular rotational player, he will become a huge marketing player like Boban is, and we'll see him on commercials everywhere. Second, if he does develop correctly, I think he definitely could be a similar player to... I think he can be a starter, a spot starter. He's better. I think he can develop into a starter, especially if that jump shot comes through. He has some good rim protection skills. He's huge. He's huge. Okay, he's going to be a good rebounder. Obviously, he might get exploited on switches, but let's talk about the 8 teams. There are 8 teams that will potentially draft Kai Sotto, and I want you guys to hear that. And let's talk about these 8 teams and who they can be and why. So Kai Sotto, in my opinion, is one of, if not the most impressive player to watch in terms of sheer size and the way he moves. He moves so good at 7'3". Okay, so the Atlanta Hawks are one of the teams he worked out for. The other team is the Chicago Bulls. The following team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So those are the 3 teams. 4th team is the Pacers. 5th team is the Clippers. 6th team is the Knicks. 7th team is the Orlando Magic. And the 8th team is the Sacramento Kings. So out of the Kings, the Magic, the Knicks, the Clippers, the Pacers, the Cavs, the Bulls, and the Hawks, I personally would love to see him go to the Hawks, the Magic, or the Knicks. Or even the Clippers, okay? Because the Clippers have done a great job. Look at what they did with Zubac, okay? I could see Kai Sotto following Isaiah Hartenstein and Zubac's development and developing perfectly for the Clippers. I'm not even kidding when I say this. And I have a lot of confidence that this is a team that definitely Kai Sotto would thrive on. And the Clippers, if you guys don't know, I know they don't have a first-round pick in this year's draft, but I do believe they have a second-round pick. No, they don't have a second-round pick in this year's draft. And it'll be interesting to see if they can go get anybody. Actually, my apology. They do have the 43rd pick in this year's draft. So Kai Sotto could go 43 overall. The Orlando Magic have a few picks. The 32nd pick. They just traded the 35th pick. And I think that was the only pick they had in the second round. So the Cavaliers do have a few picks. The Pacers have a few picks in the second round. I really like the idea at 44 or 43. So literally, look at this. At 42, it's the New York Knicks. At 43, it's the Clippers. At 44, it's the Hawks. 3 teams in a row that Kai Sotto worked out for. So the Knicks at 42. At 43, the Los Angeles Clippers. At 44, it's the Atlanta Hawks. So right there are 4 teams he's worked out for that he definitely could go to. The Cavs pick at 56. The Pacers pick at 58 and at 31. He'd be probably picked at 58. The Sacramento Kings pick at 37, so that's another place he can go. So there's a bunch of things. And even if he doesn't get drafted, I could see him getting picked up. I hope that between the 43rd pick, the 44th pick, and the 42nd pick, when the Knicks, Clippers, and Hawks are all back to back to back, I hope that's where Kai Sotto goes. I really do hope Kai Sotto goes right there. And I think if he does go right there, oh, that'll be so much fun to see him just ball out and I think first off, the amount of Filipino fans that will bring, and is why the main reason why I think he'll be drafted is because of the fandom that he has. So, and the other reason I'm making this video is everyone's making videos on Kai Sotto, and I think you gotta hop on. If everyone's doing it, you can't be the only one not doing it. So, gotta put my effort in there. Gotta do what everybody else is doing. Plus, a lot of the Filipino fans will like that. But hey, we got an NBA show. Peep it. We had a few Filipinos watching this morning. Okay, so shout out the Filipinos. Shout out the Philippines. You guys are huge. You're awesome. You guys are some of the best fans. People underrate the Filipino basketball scene. Okay, Filipino basketball. Jordan Clarkson, Filipino. Jalen Green, Filipino. People don't understand how big of a following Filipino basketball has, and I'm here to shout that out because everyone else will just talk about this guy and not realize why he's so popular, and it's because of you guys, all you Filipinos who support him. And I think that's something that's really cool, and I'm very much appreciative of it. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be making these videos, and that's why I think it's pretty cool that we're right here. We're talking about a guy who a whole country has, gravitated towards. And I think that's one of the most unique things ever. And I love that about basketball. I love how basketball players will bring, people together in their countries because of said basketball player's skill set. And I think that's something that doesn't really happen in America as much as we see with like Luka Doncic, Denny Avdia, all those guys when they're people from their homeland love those guys. They respect the hell out of those guys. And I think that's one of the things that makes Kai Sotto so awesome and so much fun to talk about is just how much respect and love you guys have for him.